Alright, so we are drawing Luigi and Waddle Dee. Alright, so for this picture, I decided to, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to turn it into this sort of funny scene where Luigi is running away from Waddle Dee. And to start off my drawing, I would typically start off with the eyes, but because I have two characters in this, I'm going to start off with a general sketch outline, I guess. So we're gonna start on Luigi first. On the details of him. Just gonna draw in his big eyes. Drawing his nose. I think Luigi's nose might be a bit bigger than Mario's, perhaps. Sounds a little weird since Luigi's skinnier, not fat. Drawing his mustache, just like that. Head outline like this. That's not really what Luigi looks like, but this is just for sketching purposes. Just so I know where to put everything. Drawing his ear off to the side like this. And outline his hat. Just the beginnings of his hat, I guess. Because I'm not sure exactly where I want it to go. Work on the hat bill a little bit more. Just like this. And the hat sort of just poofs out around his head, just like this. I'm not trying to make him look like Toad too much. Drawing his sideburn here. His hair back here. And we're gonna do a little bit more detail on his eyes. Draw two circles right in like that. Coloring his eye black. Just because we're not going to do any shading on the eye. And then his eyebrows are upside down for this one because he's like super freaked out. Like he was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Draw a circle for the L. Signature L. The most awesome L in the world. Luigi. We gotta sort of bend it to make it look like this is a round object. Because it is. That's just going to be a dark area there. His eyebrows are going to be dark as well, just like his mustache. Now I'm sort of working out the lines on the face a bit more to finalize them. Now we're going to work on the rest of Luigi's body, just like this. His body's sort of a teardrop type shape almost. Not as much as Mario's, of course, but still just draw it in like this. His legs in Super Smash Bros. Brawl are super skinny. And I'm just going to make it seem like Luigi's a little bit stumbling as he's running away from Waddle Dee. He's just so freaked out. His arms are also very thin. Sorry about that. And as you can see, my figure of Luigi is starting to take shape a bit. I'm liking how this is turning out. I'm going to come up here and just draw the overalls real quick. Drawing the buttons, holding the overalls on. Come back to this spot and sort of clean it up a bit more. Work a bit more on his fist. I'm sort of gonna have Luigi's hand here just sort of flailing. Well, maybe not flailing, but he's still running pretty much. He's just like freaked out still. Running for dear life from this Waddle Dee that's chasing him. Yeah, just like that. We're gonna draw his thumb coming around, or front of him. And the bottom of the shoe is like sort of beneath the actual toe of the boot, I guess. It's a boot. Sorry about that. Okay, we got that shoe done. And then draw in the bottom of it like this, cut it off, and add the rest of it just like that. I sort of want to do something to his foot here to make it look like he's stepping a bit more. And yes, I erase a lot, I'm sorry about that. It's just my drawing style. I change things a lot while I'm drawing. We're gonna have his foot bent a lot more here than we did before. And now, because I drew too dark, this is a great learning point. I drew too dark around this area here, so what happened is now there's a bunch of marks on my paper where I drew too dark, and you can definitely tell that's what happened, and I won't be able to erase those very easily. Might be able to cover them up with colored pencil, perhaps. It's going to be sort of difficult to erase. So I'm just going to clean up some of these lines in here as much as I possibly can. Okay, on the sides of the overalls, you have this sort of stitching detail. And yes, I'm getting super detailed on this drawing. Sorry about that. If you don't want to do detail, I guess you don't want to have to, or you don't have to. Just draw that in like that. They're just little marks along the edges of it. We're going to work a bit more on the pants here. Adding in more of those same stitch lines. We're also going to add in some creases from the stretch, or just cloth lines, I guess. And then at the bottom, his pants sort of rolled up at the bottom, I guess, just like this. Not much to do there. The shirt, we don't have much detail other than some cloth wrinkles at his joints, which are important enough. I guess whenever you have cloth wrinkles, you have wrinkles at the point of tension, and then also at the end of the, like the opposite side, I guess. It's sort of like shading. You got one point where the wrinkles are really tense, like here, here, and you got like the folds of it up here, just as a result of it being tense somewhere else. Then on the hat, I don't think there's much to worry about. Sort of got to get the point across that this is shaded here. Now I'm going to outline Luigi with a fine point Sharpie, just all the lines on Luigi. This is going to be a very painstaking process. It's going to take sort of a long time for me, but for the sake of you guys, I will speed this up. Basically, whenever you're outlining, what you want to do is you want to first go at a steady yet even pace, because you don't want your line to be too choppy. For the clothes, it's not a big deal, but for a lot of other stuff, you want it to be as smooth as possible. And whenever you're doing these stitches, you don't have to do it exactly as you drew it. Hey, that rhymed. That's just done with the face. What I can do now is I can take an eraser and clean up the drawing. Just like that. How much better does that look? That's one of the reasons I outline video game character drawings with Sharpie. It's because it cleans it up, makes it look a whole lot more professional. To start off coloring Luigi, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay down a base coat color for all the colors I have on Luigi. What I mean by base coat is just a very light shade of whatever color it may be. Just like this. What this is going to do is it's going to allow for some very nice shading. And my colors currently are going to look really, really off, but that's okay because that's just how it's going to be for the beginning. This is not going to be the end result. I'm going to do a lot more to the colors to make it more Luigi-esque. I'm going to add just a little bit of gray to the white areas of Luigi's body. That sort of makes it not so monotonous, sort of gives it a little bit more interest. So now we're going to start our shading. I'm going to decide that my light source in the drawing is somewhere up here, up to the upper right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a darker color, whatever color it may have been that I was using, and shade or color the opposite, on the opposite side of Luigi's body as to wherever the light is. So light's up here, all the shadows are going to be down here on Luigi's body. I'm going to take one last green just to get the color finished. And we're basically going to use that same process for the entirety of Luigi's body. I'm not going to be as detailed as I was for the shading on the green. That's just because the green's the main color. But however much detail you want to include in your drawing, go ahead. It's your drawing. Then on the buttons, decide to add a little bit of brown. Just to help out with the color detail. Luigi's skin, we got a lot of work to do. Shading on skin needs to be pretty smooth and faded out a lot. Like, it's got to have a lot of contrast to it, but it's got to fade into that contrast. I want to add a little bit of yellow to this complexion. The eraser. Something you might find interesting is what I'm doing right now is called subtractive shading, I think. Subtractive shading, yeah. It's like where you take the eraser to get your highlights on your colored pencil. And that's something that I've been doing recently. Gets a very nice light color for wherever you're trying to put it. It's Super Smash Bros. Brawl, they went beyond, so I'm going to go beyond for a beyond awesome game, if I can even call it that. We're gonna gray up the pants a little bit, because I think they're a little bit too colorful. Dull it down with a gray. Especially this part here. We got Luigi done. We can work on Waddle Dee. So Waddle Dee is not gonna be half as complicated as Luigi was. Just to let you know right off the bat. So I mean, even if you weren't planning on drawing Waddle Dee in the first place, you get to learn a new simple character for the price of one. So we're going to start off with the eyes and a bit of the face, just like this. The eyes are relatively close together. Some of you are probably like, well, Waddle Dee didn't actually chase Luigi in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. He just looked at him funny and then walked away. Well, Quite honestly, I played the game and I know that, but I'm putting my own spin on it. It's my drawing. I could do whatever I want with it. Just like I want you guys to be creative with your drawings. If you ever draw, that is. If you don't draw, I don't know why you're watching this video, quite honestly. Maybe you're just interested, but I would really encourage you to try drawing. It's a lot of fun. It allows you to express yourself. And probably the scariest thing, I can understand why Luigi was so scared now. Waddle Dee has no face. It's really creepy. Or, he has a face, but he doesn't have a mouth. Right there, no mouth. Nothing. Just a big space. But then again, I mean, it's also this ball with little arms and legs moving around, so, I mean, that's creepy in general. Right there. And Waddle Dee is not so much a ball shape, as he is sort of an oval. Circular oval, I guess. His mouth stick out, or, well, it doesn't have a mouth, so. You know, I just remembered a scene from Kirby Right Back at You. I guess it was an anime or whatever. And I distinctly remember Waddle Dee's eating sandwiches. Someone explain to me how that is possible, please. I would really like to know. Because that just does not fit with this drawing. Drawing his other foot like this. Drawing his nubs for arms just on the side. And they're more eye level in this drawing. And they're just little tiny nubs for arms. Creepy, right? Maybe I'll make this even funnier, like Waddle Dee's having fun. That makes it look so weird. Waddle Dee's having fun chasing after Luigi. Yeah. It's true. So we're going to outline Waddle Dee. Just like so. Because this is a very easy character to draw. And I don't want to spend much time on it. Just because it's sort of like a bonus for you guys. So just outline it with your Sharpie. Again, use steady lines. Don't go too slow. And so we're going to clean this up a bit. Actually, a lot. Waddle Dee looks sort of crazy, but that's okay. Because Waddle Dee is a crazy character. Now we're ready to begin coloring Waddle Dee. So Waddle Dee does not have a whole bunch of colors on him. Just oranges and brown for the eyes and peach for the skin. Yeah, it's a pretty simple character to color in as well. But just for the sake of keeping the drawing in relation to each other, we are going to shade just like we did for Luigi. Maybe not to the crazy extent that I did for Luigi. We're still going to make it look nice. Sharpening a pencil. I'm trying to even out the color as much as I can. I know it's not my final color, but I just want it to look nice. The reason I didn't outline the cheeks is because it's not really a solid object, so much as just a little bit of detail. And now we're going to shade, just like we did for Luigi, with the sun being up here, whatever. All the shades being down here, this way. Various shades of orange. A little bit of orange to the feet. Alright, so Waddle Dee and Luigi are done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sort of fast blurred background just to make it look like they're running like really fast. It's just gonna add a little bit of hilarity to it, and it's gonna make you focus a lot more on Luigi and this thing. Never mind. Oh, one thing I forgot, Luigi's hair. Sorry about that. Did not intentionally forget to do that. Maybe some of you caught that, you're like, he forgot to color his hair. Well, I remembered just now, so you can't say that anymore. And as you can see, that sort of makes it look like Luigi's running for dear life. But Waddle Dee thinks it's a game of tag or something, and he's running just as fast as Luigi is being all creepy. I'm being very mean to this character, I'm sorry, but now that I think about it, that character's just very creepy. Alright. Make it look like grass back here. I haven't done this in so long. This is one of my background techniques that I did in some of the earlier drawings of how to draw, where I did grass like spikes like this. Maybe some of you remember it. And if you don't, you might want to watch my older videos just to see how good I've gotten over the past couple of years. Who knows, maybe there's a drawing of those you like. I'm just gonna throw in a sky real quick, just for your guys' amusement. That's my finished picture of Luigi and Waddle Dee running through a place in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Hope you guys liked it. I had a lot of fun drawing this drawing. Luigi's one of my favorite characters, which is why I spent so much time on him. And I just threw in Waddle Dee because that was part of the scene and I wanted to make a funny drawing today. So I hope you guys like this drawing as much as I did. You should subscribe because I make tons of these videos and I've got like 16 more coming up after this. You should also send me a request at my channel. I've got a new method of doing this, everybody. Just listen up for this. On my channel I have this little thing called a moderator's module. Okay. Just go to that, and if you've already linked up your YouTube account to a Google account, you can just type in a request right there if you're logged in correctly, and it'll be there. That's easier for me to keep track of it. Make that area for requests only, and I'll just see what kind of request I get from based upon that. And if you haven't already put your YouTube account to a Google account, you might want to do that because that's kind of important. Aside from that, thank you guys for watching my video. You should check out some of my other drawing videos while you're waiting for the next one to come out. I hope you're not really waiting that long. Well, okay, it's good to wait for these videos, but I don't want it to be the only thing you do. Don't just sit there at your computer waiting for the next episode to come out. Draw something while you're sitting there at the computer waiting for the next episode to come out. I've got to quit talking. Check out some of my, just the pictures themselves at DeviantArt. And until next time, keep on drawing.